Hi! Today we're going to be making ube pandesal stuffed with cheese, which was a request by one of our viewers. Now before we get started, don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell next to it so that you can get alerted of our weekly videos. There's a few modifications to this dough recipe compared to the original ube pandesal recipe that I created, but they both taste similar, so feel free to use either. In a stand mixer, dump in 3½ cups of flour, 3 teaspoons instant yeast, and 1/2 cup sugar. Mix it up before adding 1½ teaspoons of salt, and then mix all the dry ingredients thoroughly. In a separate bowl, whisk 2 eggs and then add it into your dry mixture. Put your stand mixer on low speed and slowly add 1 cup of milk. You don't need all of the milk, you just need enough to pick up all of the dry ingredients in the bowl so that your dough doesn't get too wet. Or on the flip side, you might need more milk, so adjust accordingly. After all the dry ingredients have been picked up, add 3 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Mix this up just a little bit and then add 3 teaspoons of ube extract. I'll add a link to the ube extract brand that I used in the description below. Your dough might seem too tacky for now, but allow the stand mixer to knead the dough on medium speed for about 10 to 15 minutes. Check every few minutes to see if the dough becomes stretchy enough. The stretchy test is to see if your dough has developed enough gluten, so if you pull on your dough and it stretches out a little bit before tearing, it's ready to rise. Cover the dough and then set it aside to allow it to rise until doubled in size. Here's a second batch of dough that I made earlier that's now ready to be punched down. While we're waiting for your dough to rise, check the description below for a free guide on getting started to cooking Filipino food in your home. Once your dough is ready, take the dough out on a clean surface and press out as much air as you can, and divide it into 4 even pieces. Hopefully you've sprinkled some flour on your work surface before doing any of this to prevent the dough from sticking. Give yourself an easier time than I gave myself. Cut the 4 batches of dough into quarters again, giving you a total of 16 pieces. Time to grab your cheese! For this recipe, I chose Gouda because it's easy to handle, but if I were to do it again, I'd choose a creamier cheese. Slice your cheese in pieces that can fit in the dough. Flatten out a piece of dough and place your cheese in the middle. Stretch your dough over the cheese to cover it, and then pinch the dough closed to successfully seal the cheese. Pandesal is usually coated in breadcrumbs, so take your cheese-filled dough and then roll it around in a bowl full of breadcrumbs. I don't typically have breadcrumbs lying around, so I just crushed up some sweet biscuits that I had instead. Repeat this process until you've stuffed and coated all 16 pieces of dough. Then lay them out on a baking sheet with a little bit of space between each one to allow room for expansion. Cover in a plastic bag and allow the dough to rise in room temperature for about 30 to 40 minutes. Bake in a preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. I will never, ever get over freshly baked bread, and even more remarkable when you find out that it's stuffed with cheese. It really is super easy to make at home. It just takes time and patience. I hope you guys enjoyed that recipe, and please let me know in the comments below if you actually tried to make it at home. I love hearing from you guys. Again, do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye!